مرحبا بكم الناس الكل، صحة شربتكم. مرحبا بكم في هذه السهرة الرمضانية العاشرة من تنظيم فما إيكو قوية من تنظيم المركز الوطني للتكنولوجيات في التربية في إطار سهرات الرقمية رمضان 2023. سهرتنا الليلة من اقتراح السيدة أحلام بن علي، عضو مكتب تنفيذ برنامج التوأمة الرقمية في تونس، المشرفة البيداغوجية على البرنامج. وفي ضيافتها السيدة فاتن رمضاني، متفقدة إنجليزية ببنزرت. اليوم الموضوع باش يكون إدماج تكنولوجيات المعلومات والاتصال في عملية التعلم، بعض السيناريوهات البيداغوجية في تدريس مادة الإنجليزية. مرحبا بكم ضيافنا الكرام. تفضل عندك الكلمة مدام أحلام، مرحبا بك.
شكرا زميلتي لميا من المركز الوطني للتكنولوجيات في التربية. مرحبا بكم الناس كل، صحة شبابكم. وانا بدوري نرحب بالجميع وشكرا على الاهتمام وعلى الحضور. اذا كما قدمت مدام لميا، انا المركز الوطني للتكنولوجيات في التربية ضمن مصلحة التكوين، وانا منذ سنة 2008 فرغت من وزارة التربية كمكونة في إدماج تكنولوجيا المعلومات والاتصال بمدينة المرور سابقا. والآن أنا أعمل ضمن فريق دعم والمتابعة في متابعة والإشراف في البيداغوجيا الرقمية. معايا باش تكون وكل شرف وكل سرور السيدة فاتن رمضاني. خليها تقدم روحها. رحبي بالحضور وقدمي نفسك.
صحة شريبتكم الناس الكل. يعطيكم الصحة على الدعوة هذه، شرفني جدا أني نكون حاضرة معكم الليلة. دونك هي مشاركة حلوة برشا، سورتو سهرات رمضانية. إن شاء الله رمضانكم مبروك الناس الكل وصحة شريبتكم الناس الكل. دونك أنا فاتن رمضاني، متفقدة إنجليزية في بنزرت. وليا شرف اني كنت امباسادريس افيك CNTE زادا. دونك احنا on est une famille. ويشرفني برشا اني نتعاون معاكم في سهرات رمضانية. ميرسي بوكو.
شكرا فاتن. اذا البرنامج لإطار مبادرة سأطلقها من الليلة إن شاء الله، هي إعداد سيناريوهات بيداغوجية بتوظيف الوسائط الرقمية في درس lesson plan في الإنجليزية مع الدعوة. الأربعاء القادم شكون درس في الفرنسية، وهكذا دواليك. وكل مربي مهتم إن شاء الله باش نتواصل معاه ونواصل الحصص هذه. الكل والهام المربين اللي
سيدة أحلام رجاء أعيدي لأنه صوت
تقطع. تكنولوجيات المعلومات والاتصال. الصوت متقطع كالعادة لميا. للأسف باش نتعدى السلايد. دونك إدماج. لماذا؟ متى؟ وكيف؟
أحلام عندك إيكو.
أنا بارازيت ما عادش عند شكون. شكون حال بورتابل بحذا الحاسوب من فضلكم الحضور إذا ثم. فوالا شكرا. دونك لماذا؟ أنا ماذا بيا نتفاعلوا بعضنا. علاش احنا توا في هذا التحول الرقمي وهذا كما نقولوا الغزو التكنولوجي في ماناش خيار الا ان باش نلتحقوا بالركب، واحنا بدينا والحمد لله. مشكوره زميلتي لميا في تقديم المبادره هذه السهرة تحت إشراف المركز الوطني للتكنولوجيات في التربية. العديد من الحضور والمهتمين دو بوش أوغي نوسعوا هذه الرقعة لتعم الفائدة والهدف للناس الكل هو بالطبيعة معناها نحبوا عملية تعليمية محفزة لوليداتنا لتلامذتنا حتى يكون الفصل الدراسي ممتع وجالب لهم، وبالطبيعة هذا باش يكون عنده أثر إيجابي على تعلمهم على نتائجهم، وخاصة الغائية هي إعداد التلميذ التونسي للشغل المستقبلي يكون فاعل في بناء وطنه إن شاء الله. دونك لماذا؟ دونك بريسك أنا قلت هذا لماذا؟ متى يكون الإدماج هذايا وكيف؟ الإدماج إذا إدراج تكنولوجيات المعلومات والاتصال في البرامج الرسمية بالطبيعة لا يعني إضافة مادة جديدة منفصلة بحد ذاتها، إنما هو أداة تمنح عملية التعلم بعداً إضافياً من شأنه أن يجعل المتعلم يبني مسار تعلمه بصفة ذاتية، فما أوتونومي هنا في التعلم، وفي أي وقت المربي هو الذي يتخير متى يكون هذا الإدماج، يعني هو عندما يكون هو بصدد إعداد درسه العمل على مفهوم معين أو هدف معين في الدرس، هو يقوم بإعداد السيناريو البيداغوجي المناسب كيف يتملك من هذه التقنيات وهذه الوسائط الرقمية هو بالخبرة الدرس نتاعو ليطهر مهارات التلاميذ ويوسع الآفاق، وهنا يدخل التلميذ في علاقات تواصل متعددة ومتنوعة مصادر وأطراف أخرى. هنا ما نحبش أو هرم الإدراك في لبلوم تاكسونومي دو بلوم، بنيامين بلوم هذا السيد الأمريكي عالم النفس المختص في البيداغوجيا الكل الدنيا والمراقي الذهنية العليا اللي وقع تحيينها حسب إدراج أدوات التقنية وأدوات الويب 2.0 سنرى كيفاش وقع تحيينها. إذا نتذكر بالمراحل أو المراقي الذهنية الدنيا اللي هي التذكر، يعني عملية التفكير مثلا نتوقع الإجابات أو التدخلات المنتظرة من التلاميذ، استرجاع المعلومة تحصيلها من الذاكرة إلى غير ذلك. هنا يمكن استعمال العديد من الأفعال السلوكية كما نقولوا يعرف، يشكر، يسمي، يسرد، يسترجع، يكرر، يعدد، يطابق إلى غير ذلك. ثم مرحلة الفهم، إذن احنا في المراقي الدنيا، هنا يقوم المتعلمون في هذا المجال ببناء علاقات ومفاهيم جديدة في ذهنه حيث يمكنه تذكر أشياء سابقة وأن يقوم في نفس الوقت بتحيينها أو تعديلها حسب من معلومات ومفاهيم جديدة. هنا يمكن تستعمل الأفعال هي يترجم، يحول، يعيد صياغة، يلخص، يعبر، يعطي مثال، يشرح، يراجع، يوضح، يناقش، يقارن، يتوقع، يعلل، يربط إلى غير ذلك. ثم مرحلة التطبيق واللي احنا نعبر عليها التعلم الآلي، هنا يطبق في وضعيات مشابهة للدرس، ثم وضعيات يطبق في وضعيات جديدة المفاهيم الجديدة. هنا بالطبيعة راح نحكي في المواد الكل والمجالات الكل. بعض الأفعال التي تستعمل هنا كما يطبق، يستخدم، يحسب، يعد، يعالج، يوظف، يستخرج، يقيس. تعديل دول المراقي الذهنية العليا اللي فيها هي مرحلة التحليل اللي فيها تحليل الوضعية ومختلف الأوجه والعناصر فيها، حيث يحلل، يبرهن، يميز، يعزل، يحدد العناصر المشتركة، يختبر، يدقق، يتأمل، يستقرأ، يستكشف إلى غير ذلك. بإمكانه أيضا هنا نتعداو للتقييم، زاد هو بعد التحليل يقوم بالتقييم. هنا هناك أعمال الفكر النقدي، يقيم، يناقش بالحجج، يبين التناقض، يصدر حكم، يدافع عن رأي، يتخذ قرار إلى غير ذلك. ثم المرحلة الابتكار، هذه المرحلة المتقدمة في المراحل العليا. تسمعوا فيها لميا؟ واضح الصوت؟ الابتكار يقوم المتعلمون في هذا المجال بإعادة تنظيم المعلومات بطرق مختلفة التي يمكن استخدامها لوصف أهداف في هذا المجال. يمكن استعمال العبارات أو الأفعال السلوكية التالية: يؤلف، يبدع، يبتكر، يصمم، يقترح، يجمع بين، ينسق، ينظم، إلى غير ذلك. إذن هذه المراقي حاولت نربطها أنا بالأدوات والويب 2.0 ولا حتى بعض البرمجيات. نجم من بعد نعطيكم البريزنتيشن. إذن هنا فما أدوات مدام فاتن درس في الإنجليزية سيناريو بيداغوجي في مختلف مراحل الدرس بتوظيف أداة من الأدوات اللي هي أصبحت معروفة كلاس بوينت. وإن شاء الله زاد كما قدمت مدام لميا مع مدام وهيب حصة بطلب من العديد من الزملاء سنقوم بتقديم أيضا حصة في الكلاس بوينت مع زميلة أخرى اللي مش نتمكنوا منها أكثر بعد ما تراو المثال السيناريو البيداغوجي اللي باش تقدموا مدام فاتن. يعني نحب نذكر ديما الهدف ماهوش الأداة في حد ذاته، يعني هو توظيف هذه الأداة لتحقيق أهدافنا البيداغوجية في فصلنا اللي هي مرتبطة ببرامجنا الرسمية. إذن المتعلم الذي يستعمل هذا المجالات يبحث في الإنترنت سيصبح إذن تلميذ نشيط يتحرك، سيبدع، سيصمم، سيقين، سيستكشف، سيجرب، سيتقبل ارتكاب الخطأ ويتعلم من أخطائه، سيعمل ضمن المجموعة، سيتخذ قرارات وسيزداد حظه في النجاح. هذه الكل يمكن من التلميذ أن يجد موقع له في القرن 21، وإحنا نحكيو على المهارات القرن 21 والمهارات الحياتية اللي نحبوا تلميذاتنا يتمكنوا منها والتي نسعاها لتطويرها عند أبنائنا. دونك أنا هنا حبيت فقط نشير إلى نقطتين معناها كلي مفتاح. مشكلة الحافز للتعلم لو موتيفيشن، احنا نعانيو من مشكلة التحفيز عند أبنائنا، ما همش موتيفي وهذوما بشهادتهم إلا ما قل ودل. ماذا بينا كما قلنا يولي الفصل الدراسي جالب وممتع للأبناء. ومشكلة نقل التعلم المدرسي إلى المواقف الحياتية learning transfer. إن شاء الله هذوما في مزير المشكلتين مع بعضنا هذوما نلقاو فيهم حلول مع بعضنا بتقديم مثل هذه الدروس وهذه السيناريوهات البيداغوجية التي تكون فيها إيشانج بين الخبرات مع بعضنا إن شاء الله مع المتفقدين سادة المتفقدين مشكورين وثم الزملاء المربين. مشكورين على الانتباه. الحصة باش نعطيكم الحصة هذه اللي باش تشاركوا به الاستمارة. والآن إذا كان فما سؤال قبل ما نتعداو السيدة فاتن ولا سيناريو بيداغوجي في درس في الإنجليزية. شكرا للجميع.
تدخلات برفع الأيدي. بارك فيكم. تفضلوا اللي عنده ما يسأل مدام أحلام ولا عنده ما يعلق تفضلوا برفع الأيدي. سيدة فاتن تستطيعين تقاسم الإكران تاعك. You can share your screen Mrs. Fatin.
Just 1 second. Is yours and I'm waiting if there any question. إذا فما سؤال مرحبا، سينو باش خليكم تتفاعلوا مع مدام فاتن.
ما فماش سؤالات أحلام. مدام فاتن تفضل.
Okay, thank you.
شكرا جزيلا على الانتباه. تعداو تعداو مع مدام. تفضل فاتن. The floor is yours, Miss Fatin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ben Ali, and thank you very much, Mrs. Jouini. Welcome everyone aboard. I'm presenting today a pedagogical scenario, and the objectives of my session are identifying the components of a pedagogical scenario of an English lesson, share a pedagogical scenario of an English lesson as well. And it is only developed for the sake of this online session. So we will get together through all the stages of the lesson. And at certain moments, I will...
full screen.
Okay, just a moment, please. And at certain moments, I will need your interactions, okay? So please, okay. Is that fine?
It's okay.
It's okay, thank you very much.
It's okay.
So thank you. Okay, I rely on both of you, Ahlam and Lamia, to just, if there are any comments or questions, you would be of great help to me, okay?
With pleasure.
Thank you. So, in order to know you more, I'm inviting you to use ClassPoint. Please, all of the attendees, type your names and your position. For example, my name is Fitten, teacher trainer, and we will get a word cloud. So this is ClassPoint. You just search for ClassPoint.app and insert the code of the class, which is 79548. I want to know you more. So please use your devices. You will need them, okay? ClassPoint.app. You search for the site of the app on Google, and thank you. We've got one participant joining. Thank you, 2 participants. So you need to type your name and your position, or what's your job actually. Are you a teacher of English, or are you I don't know, a headmaster, a headmistress, a primary teacher of English, or a high school teacher of English? Okay, we've got 6 participants so far. So in this session, by the way, we're going to use ClassPoint a lot. You will see that it is very useful, especially when using PowerPoint. It makes it much more interactive. So we've got 10 participants. Okay.
The question is not active.
The question is not active. Okay, let me just. Can you see it now, right now? You just need to type your name. Okay. So this is my response, Fitten teacher trainer. Okay, we've got 18 participants right now.
Can you restart the activity, please?
Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. Restarting the activity. So 20 participants, we've got, yeah, that's the leaderboard. René, Semia, Peyton, okay, 21 participants. Show more, okay. Vikra. Can you please type your job as well? What's your current job? Excellent. So we've got an amazing word cloud. We've got Afif is an English teacher, Manel English teacher, Saneh Okay, primary teacher from Jerba. We've got Dhikra, he's a teacher. Nizar from Gafsa, primary teacher. Thank you. Pleased to meet you. Sesi Fathiya is a teacher as well. Nizar Zahri from Gafsa. Ilham Abbasi, primary teacher. Sabrine Ben Hariz, primary. Okay. Awatif Saneh, French teacher. ICT trainer, Ibrahim. Okay, good to have you all. So that's really nice to see. Okay, teacher at a prep school from, that's excellent, from KEF. Wow. Hayat bin Ahmed, teacher, English teacher. So we've got a good number of teachers from primary schools and from high schools and prep schools as well. So good to have you with us today. Yeah. Wahiba, French teacher. Nice to meet you too, okay? That's great. So here I've just used ClassPoint as an introduction activity just to know the audience. Okay, and we've got a word cloud which is live in front of you. Can you see it, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. So I can insert it as a slide as well. Okay, it could be as a slide. Good. So we've got 24 participants. Are there more teachers willing to join? Okay, waiting for more answers. That's great. Okay, so I will close this. I'm closing the submission right now.
There are
Primary
some
English.
Answers, Mrs.
Yeah,
Fatim,
coming.
there are some answers
I'm
in
waiting.
the chat room. There are some answers in the chat room. For
in the
example,
chat box.
Amin
Okay. Yeah.
Basha, Amin Basha, high school teacher. Hammami or Hammami Mariam, school teacher.
Okay.
I don't know why they don't participate in the class point.
Okay, never mind. So good to have you. Yeah.
For the next exercise, if you want, I think
yes,
for the first time. So we should remember them to join the quiz. They should write in the bar address classpoint.app. Then they add the
that's
code.
it. Yeah, search for classpoint.app. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So I rely on you to remind them, even by writing things on the chat box, Ahlem, okay? Good. So really pleased to have you with us today. So I hope this session would be beneficial for all of you. So I'm closing the submission right now. Okay. So I'm going to award stars to all of you. You've got stars because you've taken part in the activity. Okay. Now I move to what is an effective pedagogical scenario according to Carl Rogers. They are those that empower the learner to take an active role in their own learning and that provide them with the tools and resources they need to succeed. Okay. As for Ken Robinson, effective pedagogical scenarios promote active learning, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity. What do these concepts remind you of when we say critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity? Could you jot down, please, in the chat box? What do we call them? Yes?
Munjia Nasri says life skills.
Excellent, that's it. So, or we call them life skills or soft skills or '21st century skills. Yeah, what else? we call them also, or we also call them transversal skills, okay? So effective pedagogical scenarios take into account life skills, because we're living actually in the 21st century, and we need to teach our learners the way they need to be taught and not the way we were taught, okay? So what are the components of pedagogical scenario? Okay, today's session, I've chosen the level B2, which is actually corresponding to 9th forms or first form in high schools, okay? So the topic that I've chosen, which is in vogue today, is artificial intelligence, okay? Now, what are the components of pedagogical scenario? We need to have learning objectives, which are clearly defined and measurable objectives that specify what students will be able to do by the end of the lesson. This is what we are doing as teachers in our classrooms. We need at first to activate the learner's schemata. We need an activity or a task that is used to determine what students already know about the topic and what they need to learn. We also, as you, yeah, please go ahead.
We have nothing on the screen.
Really?
Black. It's black.
Maybe it's a question of internet. Can you hear me at least?
Yes.
I think it will be coming because it's a question of, shall I restart the slides or what?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Can you see me restarting?
Yes, it's okay now. We have the presentation.
Okay, so it's a question of, I think, delay that is happening because of the low bandwidth.
Maybe, Mrs. Fatin, maybe
Yeah.
you have to go to next slide. We have this. We have a black screen.
What about now?
It's black.
It's black. Okay. I have a horror of black colors, but I like them too. So, can you see my screen?
Perhaps you should. You are waiting for the responses now. We have the code, and where the cloud.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Can you see my slide now? It's Nope.
It's black with the code, only the code of ClassPoint.
Okay. I need to.
At ClassPoint app, we have pedagogical scenario. You are waiting for our response, maybe?
Yes.
Just a moment, please. Okay. I go back to the first slide. Can you see it?
Yes, we have your screen now.
You have my screen now. Good. So, and now?
It's black again.
Okay. So I think I'm not gonna opt for the full screen. Does this bother you?
Okay, it's okay.
Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. So, in any pedagogical scenario that we normally have to plan or to do, we need to have certain components. And you're certainly familiar with these components, which are learning objectives. We need to activate the learner schemata. We need to have a warming up part in our lesson, which should be an engaging activity that helps students focus and prepares them for the lesson ahead. The teacher usually gives an overview of the topic and tries to gauge the relevance of the topic to the students' lives and learning. Then the teacher starts presenting the new concepts, vocabulary, or grammar structures in a clear and concise manner, using examples and visuals to aid understanding. Okay.
Mrs.
Yes,
Fenton, we have one raised hand.
Yes.
Yes.
Salam alaikum. Miss, I can't write anything in this conversation.
Okay, see, because you don't have an account on Teams. That's one of the.
I don't think I listen you, but I don't write in this conversation. Why, Miss?
I don't know. Personally, I don't know. But if you have any comment to state, you could raise your hand and we could give you the floor, and the floor is yours to interfere. Okay.
Thank you for you.
Okay. Can you see the slide right now?
Mrs. Fenton, the slide is in the class point, not
In the
not in the Teams.
I see. It's in class point and not in Teams. And you, okay, let me go back and try again. Something else. Okay, I need maybe to. Okay, I'll carry on my presentation.
Yes, now we have your presentation, Fatem.
And now?
Black again.
Black again. But there's a problem with class point. Maybe I need
Maybe
to.
we have to stop the class point.
I've stopped it, but there's something that is not working. I don't know. What's the problem? Normally I stopped it. And now can you see the slide?
No.
Not yet.
Not
Good
yet.
evening.
Okay. Good evening.
I think you should close the PowerPoint presentation first, then restart it again. If you don't need the class point anymore, you can sign off, log off.
But I need it. But that's why I I need it more.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, if you need it, you can just close the diaphragm of the PowerPoint and restart it again. We are waiting for you. Don't mind.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Mrs. Baspa Benzati, coupez la caméra, s'il vous plaît.
en attendant ترجع مدام فاتن. السيناريو البيداغوجي هو المربي تبارك الله وانتم الخبراء، هو اللي يتخيل المحتوى بطبيعة المضمون، المضامين، الطرق، الادوات المستعمله في المرحله المناسبه في انستات في الدرس نتاعو، يتخيل الاداه المناسبه اللي باش تحقق له الهدف في البرين ستورمينج، في مرحله التعلم الالي، في التوسع، في الانتاج، في الكرياتيفيتي كما رينا قبل المراحل العليا، يتخيل ادواتها كما ريتوا انتم خلال السهرات الرقميه التي امنتها زميلتي لميا، العديد من الادوات اللي تعرفتوا لها واللي شفتوها. ان شاء الله في مراحل قادمه نراو معكم دي سيناريو بيداغوجيك انتغرون الادوات هذه، كيفاش تستعملوها، كيفاش استعملتوها، حاولوا تجربوها في اقسامكم. فو تيستي دابور، تنجم حتى مع التلامذه تيستي اي اداه، تقولوا راهي هذه فاست تيست، تشوفوا مع تلامذتك تيستي، بعد تخدم بها في الدرس. بشوية بشوية تتكون لديكم الخبرة في حسن توظيف هذه الأدوات اللي هي من شأنها تحفز التلاميذ وتخليهم يلتزموا أكثر، وكما يقبلوا على الفصل بكل محبة وبكل نشاط، وهذا هو المطلوب. فما في سالداتون ديما ولا يظل فاتن بصدد العودة إلينا. Welcome back فاتن.
Thank you أحلام. Is that fine now?
فقلت يعني هذه
It's okay, Ms.
Yes,
Fetton, we have your
yes.
slide.
Okay, thank you. So, in any normal pedagogical scenario, there should be learning objectives. And the objectives need to be clearly defined and measurable. And they specify what students will be able to do by the end of the lesson. So every teacher normally when starting the lesson should start by activating the learner schemata, a task or an activity that is used to determine what students already know about the topic and what they need to learn. A warming up activity to help students focus and prepares them for the lesson is also important. So we usually start by giving an overview of the topic and see the relevance of the topic to the students' lives and learning. So then the teacher presents new concepts or vocabulary or grammar or whatever, okay, in a clear, concise manner, using examples or visuals to aid understanding. So that's what we call scaffolding, okay? Then we've got practice. So we need to specify what types of structured activities students need to engage in and provide them with opportunities to use the new language or skills that they have learned in a controlled environment. Then the teacher along the whole lesson is normally giving feedback. So is providing feedback to students on their progress, correcting errors, and providing praise and constructive criticism, okay? As for the production, which is normally the last part of the lesson, there should be an activity or a task that allows students to apply what they have learned in a real-world context or to transfer the new knowledge to other contexts. As for the evaluation, formative assessment is very important because that measures students' progress toward the learning objectives. Have the students got what the teacher presented or not? Have they grasped the structure or have they grasped the vocabulary or have they thought in a critical way, or have they used the grammatical structures or lexical items in a fruitful way? I cannot see my slides, Lamia. Where are they gone?
Yes,
You have
stopped
stopped
You see them?
You have stopped sharing your screen.
I
Reshare your
haven't.
screen.
I haven't stopped anything. Okay. Let me.
Reshare your screen.
I'm going to reshare my screen. Okay, that's it. Can you see it right now?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's...
Let me check again if this does not have. What about now?
It's black.
Black again, so.
Okay, it's okay now. We have
Now,
it.
I'm gonna try another way. Okay. So here I'm going to do this way. Yeah. I think it's a question of internet.
We have it now.
Okay. Okay. So students engage in structured activities. Is that fine? So to provide them with the opportunities to use the new language or skills they have learned in a controlled environment, we did that. Feedback is okay. Production task. Evaluation is very important, and it happens throughout the whole lesson. As for the closure, a final reflection or summary that allows students to process what they have learned and to make connections to their own lives and experiences, which is very important. Sometimes teachers, or we as teachers, teach the students things, but we never ask them about their own environment, what is happening in their own families, in their own lives, in their own school environment. What does the topic have? What does the topic have as a direct relation with their own lives? So we need to hear them quite often. Okay. Now, the title of the lesson of today is Artificial Intelligence, or AI. That's the acronym. The objectives of the lesson is to develop critical thinking skills by retrieving, interpreting, analyzing relevant information in a news article so as to form a balanced opinion. Another objective is to enhance the students' transversal skills, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity, to write an argumentative blog post to take a stand for or against AI. So we're going to apply differentiation here in the productive task. The use of ClassPoint to interact and record students' answers. So that's a form of formative assessment, because we're going to include in-class activities and writing assignments. The normal duration of such a lesson is 2 hours. What we need as materials, you've got PowerPoint, you've got to prepare interactive questions using ClassPoint as well. Let's start with the procedure. In the pre-reading phase, we need activity number 1, which is an introduction to the topic. We introduce the topic of artificial intelligence by deciding which definition is appropriate by using ClassPoint. We ask students to share their knowledge and experience of artificial intelligence. So that's what we call personalizing learning. What do they know about artificial intelligence? Have they ever used any app? In what ways and in what forms, and to do what? Okay. Then we have students read the title and the subheading and share their predictions. It's very important in the pre-reading phase that we ask students to read the title, and if there is an introduction of 2 or 3 lines, and tell them to predict what is the content of the text. Okay, so once we activate the prior knowledge of the learners, we can build upon the other. So there's something happening here. Okay.
It's due to class point, Mrs.
No, I don't think it's rather something that is happening due to internet. No, the bandwidth is not stable. Okay. So let me go back to where I was. Sorry for that again.
Unfortunately, share again.
So we stopped in the pre-reading, isn't it? Okay. So we ask students to share their knowledge and experience of artificial intelligence. We have students read the title and the subheading and share their predictions. Okay. Then check if the students are familiar with key terms of AI, such as machine learning and automation using ClassPoint. Reading stage, we have students read the text. Okay. Identify the main arguments, evidence, and base their interpretations on justifications. Okay, then we've got teachers need to facilitate a discussion about the benefits and drawbacks of artificial intelligence, its impact on society and the workplace, and ethical concerns. Okay, and why not its impact on education as well. Then we could focus also on vocabulary and grammar, key lexical items and recurrent grammatical structure, and then we assign corresponding language activities. So we could integrate technology to recycle main lexical items and target grammar. By the way, I hope you use quizzes, because it's very effective in planning grammatical questions or vocabulary questions. You prepare the quiz ahead and then just ask the students to answer while using their devices, so that there's an instant response from the students and you are monitoring the activity. So, and at times when students need you to explain things, you just stop the quiz and explain things for them. Yeah, we could also use Slido, Mentimeter, Kahoot, etc. Good. I'm just suggesting quizzes because I think it's, thank you, Ziad. I think it's very useful, and I'm using it in many sessions, training sessions, okay? And I found out that it is beneficial, okay? Thank you. Now, as for transversal skills, in this lesson, collaboration, respecting others' opinions, empathy, turn-taking, working together are the main skills that are targeted by this lesson. So we could ask students to work in pairs to create a mind map of the advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence. So they could work in pairs, okay? We should encourage collaboration by assigning specific roles and responsibilities within each pair. When we ask students to work in pairs, it's not a matter of asking them to work and sitting at my desk doing something else. It's a matter of monitoring their pair work and assigning roles. So you are going to work on the advantages, and your classmate is going to work on the disadvantages, and then you share and you add, you could just share opinions, add ideas, etc., and discuss ideas while the teacher is there and is monitoring every group. So it shouldn't be just sitting at my desk and asking them to work in pairs. That's not working in pairs, okay? Then we've got a post-reading, writing. I opted for writing, but it could be speaking as well, okay? Ask students to write a blog post where they state their opinions and give sound arguments that justify their views. We by this activity, we encourage students to think critically and analyze, and they need to evaluate the arguments presented and provide evidence to support their claims, okay? So at that time, the teacher, when they finish the activity, the teacher provides feedback on students' writing. What is really frustrating is that when students do the work, the whole work, and toil very hard on it and do things which are superb, but there's no feedback from the teacher. It's like you're preparing a delicious meal for your family and no one tells you that's really delicious. That's really, you did a good job. Thank you for doing that. So, or it's a bit salty today, or it's a bit spicy today. So feedback is part of the learning process. So we need to provide feedback for the students. Even if it is not in the same session, it should be in the common session, okay? So provide feedback on students' writing, focusing on language accuracy, coherence, layout, and relevance to the topic. Now, for the transversal skills, we could enhance them by, asking students to lead a debate. So we could divide students into groups, ask each group to prepare arguments either for or against, encourage debate and critical thinking by asking students to present their arguments and counter-arguments and to provide evidence to support their claims. Once we train our students to think, we are giving importance to their opinions and we are valuing their judgments. We are not filling that reminds me of the saying, education is not the filling of the bucket, but lighting of the fire. So we are there to listen to their opinions and to ask them to think of the flip side of the topic, and to think on all angles, to think about everything, to provide the argument and the counter argument, and to guide them. And all of this would permit and would allow the flow of a discussion going on while everyone is respecting each other's opinions. There's no conflict. Everyone is listening. There's active listening. We are by this teaching them how to be an active citizen, respecting each other, respecting other citizens' opinions without falling into conflict. So that starts from the classroom. As for the reflection, which is very important, we need to ask our students to reflect on what they have learned about artificial intelligence. For example, this is the topic of this session today. Encourage students to consider the importance of critical thinking, analysis, and evidence-based writing in the digital age. We could using ClassPoint. Okay, what about using ClassPoint to summarize key points and takeaways from the session? We could do this as well. So there should be a reflection going on. After students have taken part in a ClassPoint exercise, they themselves could create ClassPoint exercises. And why not? Yeah, exit tickets. Thank you, Ziad. We could also have them design their own ClassPoint activities and lead them while in classes of English. Okay. Now the assessment, which is the main part that would lead me to build upon it. Okay, the result of the assessment would lead me to build upon and create new scenarios based on what I've reached so far with my students. So we could evaluate language through purposeful language activities, as well as transversal skills such as critical thinking, analysis, collaboration through checklists. So it's very important to check if the students are really doing well so far. Now we come to the hands-on part. And we're going to use a lot of class point activities, I think 2 or 3 activities. So I want you to step into the shoes of the students and do their activities, okay? We go through that. So this is a multiple choice activity. What is AI? Which definition is correct? Okay. Artificial intelligence is the use of computers and algorithms to automate manual or repetitive tasks such as data entry or image recognition. B, artificial intelligence is the study of computer systems that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as understanding natural language or recognizing speech. Or C, artificial intelligence is the study of computer systems that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as understanding natural language or recognizing speech. Okay, I go back to the class of, okay, so I need to go back to the class point, okay. Here it is. The class point activity. So please prepare your devices. You're gonna just take part in this activity. So here we are. Just a moment, please. Okay. Can you see the activity, please? And the class code? Yes, thank you. Okay. So which definition is correct? There are these 3 definitions. 2 of them are false, but only one is correct. What is AI? Is it A, B, or C? So you're, yeah. Done. Thank you, Zian. Okay. Okay. Done. Thank you. Okay. Okay, here are the alternatives. You can see them on your device normally, yeah? So till now, 4 answered A, and 4 answered B, and 4 answered C. Five answered A.
Lemia, please, would you write in the chat again the address class point?
It's clear.
I
The
just did it.
classpoint.app. Yeah. Okay, we've got six answers
Thank you.
saying it's A, and 4 answers saying it's B, and 4 attendees voting for C. B and C are the same? Oh, yeah, it is. Thank you. So, it's clear it is what? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know we must proofread, but I've proofread a lot, but I skipped this one. Okay, never mind. So which one is correct, A or B or A or C? It happens. It happens. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to close the submissions. So it is. So let us read. Is the use of computers and algorithms to automate manual or repetitive tasks such as data entry or image recognition. So it is the study of computer systems that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as understanding natural language or recognizing speech. So it is B or C. B or C, both B or C are correct. So if you've just answered B, that's correct, or C, that's correct. Let me just check. Okay. Sorry, need to go back. Yeah. So 6 answered A, that's not correct. But those who answered B and C, that's correct. Okay, thank you. So yeah, B and C are the same, and C. So let's see the quiz summary. We have Awatif. Okay, answered correct. Lamia, Latifa. Okay, C is correct as well. Okay, back to activity. Now let's go back to another activity. So this is as a pre-reading stage, we could ask students to answer or to choose the right definition of artificial intelligence. Okay, now I will close this one and go back to our presentation again. So here we are. Now you are invited to choose the most important alternative. Sorry, the correct alternative. Choose the correct alternative. Choose the most appropriate alternative. What's the meaning of automation? What's automation? I'm gonna use class point this time too. So here we are. Go back to our slides. Okay. Okay. please search in the bar, in the search bar for classpoint.app and insert the code, the same code. And this time it is it A, B, or C? What's automation? So is it the process of manually completing tasks without the use of technology, or the use of robots or machines to complete tasks that were previously performed by humans, or the use of technology to automatically perform tasks with minimal human intervention? Excellent. So we've got 24 participants, but only 10 are active. 25 participants? Yeah. Okay. 12. 13 answers so far.
Hello, can you give us the code of class point, please?
79548. 79548. Thank you, Lamia. Excellent. So 13 correct answers and 2 incorrect answers, but never mind. So that's a multiple choice. So what I want to stress or emphasize is that what we need is that students read carefully the definitions, the alternatives, and decide. It's not a matter of using technology only. No, this is not what I wanted to. Okay. Would you please mute your mics? Lamia, would you check who's... Okay. So you could download the report as well. Huh? You could download reports of every quiz and then check which is...
Mrs. Fenton, we don't hear you. Mrs. Fenton, check your mic. Open your mic, please. Mrs. Fenton. Mrs. Fenton, open your mic, please. Turn on your mic. Thank you.
I don't know who muted my mic. Okay, things are weird today. I don't know what is happening. Okay, never mind. So that's automation. Automation, that's the use of technology to automatically perform tasks with minimal human intervention. Okay, never mind. Now let's move to question number 2. You've got more questions coming your way. So yes. Sorry, just a moment. Now choose the most appropriate alternative. Machine learning is... Okay. Machine learning is the process of Can you see the questions, please?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Okay, just I've got a very low internet connection tonight. Okay.
Yes,
So-
we have the question now. Machine learning it's okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
I can see them though.
It's not okay for me. I have the the slide of automation.
Okay.
And
And now
Yes, it's okay.
it's okay. Good.
But
I've got-
but in Teams it's automation. In ClassPoint it's machine learning.
Forget about Teams. Please follow me on ClassPoint. Would you do this?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to restart the activity. You just refresh the page on your devices and you get the answer, the question, sorry. One participant, 3, 4. Okay. So machine learning is the process of training machines to perform specific tasks through the use of programmed algorithms. That's A. B, it involves the use of machines to learn from data and make predictions or decisions based on that data. C, a technique that involves the use of computer programs to analyze data, recognize patterns, and make decisions without explicit instructions. That's machine learning. We've got 9 answers so far. 11.
Mrs.
12.
Fenton, can you check the chat box, please?
Okay. Is there a problem there? Could you read it, please?
Manel Boualia cannot join the ClassPoint. It says it's full. La classe est
Yeah,
pleine.
it's full. Not more than 25. I'm sorry for that. Because I've got a basic user account. I'm sorry. Okay. Really sorry, Manel. So 14 participants so far. Maybe she can join, huh? "14 participants and 7 minutes left. Less than 7 minutes.
They should refresh the ClassPoint and try to
Yeah,
join
try
again.
to join
Yes.
again. So I've given enough time for you to read and to understand. So it's not a matter of using a technology for the sake of technology, but it's a matter of reading, understanding, and deciding. So you're stepping into the shoes of your students, and at times you feel like you're confused, especially if you don't have any idea about the topic and it's really new to you. So at times you're going to choose A or B or C at a random at random. Okay, 18 participants so far. Shall I stop the submission? 19, okay. This time I haven't shown you the results, so you need to decide on your own. You are not going to be influenced by your colleagues' answers. 19 participants so far. I'm really sorry. By the way, if you have a basic user account, you don't have all the features present in the account, so it's really limited.
Yes, no problem. They can write the responses in the chat. No problem.
In the chat box, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I've got 19 participants so far. So here are the results. So we've got 7 participants opting for C, 6 participants B, and 6 participants A. That's good. So we are closing the submissions, and B is the correct answer. So you can insert it as a slide. Do you see? So you insert the answers as a slide in a PowerPoint presentation.
We haven't your screen. Share your screen, please.
Okay. So we have just finished this activity, so we're moving to another one right now. Okay. So it's a question of changing from ClassPoint to Teams, which is not that feasible. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So here we are. Now, pre-reading question. Yeah, thank you, Samira. Pre-reading question. Have you ever used AI? If yes, give an example of one app you used and how was your experience? Could you just jot down in the chat box your answers, please? Have you ever used AI, artificial intelligence apps? If yes, give an example of one app you used and how was your experience? Hello, Samira. Okay. Ziad, thank you. ChatGPT, yes. Could you turn your mic, Ziad? Please turn your mic and answer directly.
Hi, Fabian, how are you?
Hi, Ziad. How are you? Good to have you today with me. Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, could you please share your experience with an AI app?
Well, actually, the story started something like 6 months ago, starting from early summer. No, it was a really an upsurge of AI tools and apps on the internet. I was following that on YouTube channels. I was trying to get lots of data, lots of information about these, and I was trying these in parallel, right? I started with ChatGPT. Midjourney is a powerful tool to create pictures using AI. To just have to write a prompt and to make it as specific as possible to get any type of picture you'd like to have. So sometimes when you're searching for specific scenarios that include certain, characters or certain actions in a picture, and when you Google it, it's really tough to find what you want. But using AI, makes the job a lot more easier. You see?
Yeah. Yeah, but do you find it effective? I don't know. Do you find it really efficient and effective? Yeah.
Yes, it's so effective, right? Because when teaching, sometimes I don't really find pictures that correspond to the situation I want to teach. So when I Google that, I don't find really what I need. But when you use AI, just have to type the prompt and putting as much information as needed, and you will get very mind-blowing results.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Me myself, I'm discovering a lot of AI apps, and I'm really dazzled by the amount of things happening around us. The amount of it's revolutionary and it's really impressive. I don't know where things are heading.
The pace is going crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every day find tons of new tools appearing every day, and there's a competition between Microsoft and Google on winning the market eventually, right? And I also used a voiceover AI tool which is called Murph, right? It's quite professional. It offers you human-like voices. You don't really feel they are produced by robots, right? And I used it a lot when teaching, because I mean the quality of the recordings which are provided with textbooks here in Tunisia are not really professional, and they are not produced by native speakers neither. So I just resort to the use of Murph, which produces very professional recordings, right?
Thank you for sharing. We've got a lot of insightful comments from your parts. That's really great. I just want a favor from you, Ziad, if you don't mind, just type in the chat box the apps that you mentioned for the sake of informing everyone, so that will be very useful for teachers everywhere. Thank you very much for sharing, Ziad. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so it's controversial. Yeah, ChatGPT. Everyone is mentioning ChatGPT. Yeah. But by the way, I find it too stupid sometimes, because whenever, I don't know if you tried it or not, but whenever you give a counter argument to what ChatGPT stated, it would say, yes, it is possible that it is correct, what you mentioned. So at times it's a bit confusing. So please do not take ChatGPT as something really truthful, or that you can believe easily. So I don't know. Try it. It will be helpful if you use it for giving you insights into concepts, approaches. Yes. Okay. Yeah. For image creation, Mid-Journey. Thank you very much, Ziad, for sharing. It's really good to have you with us tonight. You've been of great help to everyone. Thank you. Okay, we move to the second slide, which is you normally ask students to focus on the title and the subheading and to predict what will be about and answer the question. Will a robot take your job? This is a question to everyone attending tonight. Will a robot take your job? Could you please jot down in the chat box? Do you think a robot will take your job one day? Personally, I think it is going to be a crazy. No, I don't think so, Ines. Okay. We don't hope so. Yeah, we don't hope so. No, no way. It's the brainchild of the natural brain. Okay, don't. No, you don't think that the robots would take your job. It depends, but I think no. Okay, so yeah, we have to update our skills. Okay, okay. I think, okay, we don't hope so. So it depends. We don't hope so. Absolutely not. I don't think that robots are not yet in the capability of understanding, of teaching and understanding how to lead a lesson. I think no. So you just guessed right, but what okay, what the text is about is something else. Okay, will be shocking a bit. So the text is mainly about what do you think the text is going to be about? Is going to be about artificial intelligence. So reading text, I'll let you read paragraph number 1. Quickly go through the lines, please. Paragraph 1, sorry. Have you noticed that there are, can you see it, Munjia? Can you see it? Paragraph number 1? No?
Yes, yes, we have paragraph number 1. Yes.
Okay. Maybe it's a question of internet connection. At times it takes time to reach you, to reach the audience. So that's paragraph 1. We usually need to make sure that our students are reading. It's not a matter of asking them to read. But I want to ask you a question. Why are some words colored? Do you think there is a purpose behind or a rationale behind using colors this way in a paragraph?
Keywords.
Keywords, okay. Thank you, Ahlim. To shed the light on, okay. Yeah, verbs in blue. Thank you, Lamia, you got it. Verbs in blue. Okay, language, yeah, focusing on language adjectives and tenses. Hafiz, yes, okay. New vocabulary, okay. To focalize new concepts, okay, thank you. Adjectives in yellow, yes, excellent. So that's a way to draw the attention of our students to speech acts, okay? What's common between all of these words, those in yellow, those in blue? Could you find out other speech acts in a paragraph? Yeah, adjectives that are in yellow. We could ask them to color all the prepositions in paragraph number 1. We could ask them to color the adverbs, etc. So that's raising the awareness of the students about the new vocabulary and and making sure that they know what are their functions in a sentence. Okay. Now paragraph number 2. I hope you finish reading paragraph 1. Paragraph 2. Okay. Taking the top spot is call center operator, but the following 8 are all teachers of different disciplines, including languages, history, and law. The authors wrote, the effect of AI work will likely be multifaceted. In some cases, AI may substitute work previously done by humans, and in other cases, AI may complement work done by humans. So a prominent example of how AI capabilities continue to advance are the recent improvements in AI language modeling. So in particular, ChatGPT, that's paragraph 3. Okay, we talked a lot about paragraph 3. Paragraph 4, the key challenge for society today is how to become resilient against automation, explained Professor Raphael, who co-led the study. A detailed career advice for workers who face high risks of automation is much needed. So this would allow them to take on more secure jobs while reusing many of the skills acquired sorry, I cannot see very clearly the words on the older job. Okay. So these are paragraphs. Now you have words highlighted in various colors. Why? So we mentioned this. I'm gonna just move to the next slide. So reading comprehension questions, the text is mainly about the merits of AI in education, the risks posed by AI on job market, or the prominent impact of AI on industries. Could you just jot down the answers in the chat box quickly, please? Second one, excellent, that's it. The risks posed by AI and job market. Okay, Leila, good. Second, yeah, that's okay. Second one, excellent. So that's great. Now these statements are false. Correct them with details from the text. So in question number 1, what we are targeting is students have to read, understand, and interpret, analyze information, and choose correctly the main title or the main subject or the topic of the text. Now for number 2, statements are false. The students need to read, analyze information, interpret information, and then choose and tell why. So that's very important, okay? So that's understanding. But in the second one, that's evaluating and analyzing. Yeah, scanning and skimming, okay. Now match the keywords or the words with their corresponding meanings. Okay, impressive, redundant. These are words from the text. Revolutionary, complicated, okay. So we having applying knowledge, yes. Then we have reinsert the following words in the paragraph below. So the same words that we exposed our learners to and are contextualized, are taken from the text, are going to be reinserted in a paragraph in another situation, okay? So we're going to ask them to reinsert them. Another vocabulary activity, which is, sorry. Okay, I've got a problem again. Can you see it, please?
Not yet for me, Fitten.
Not yet. Okay. Can you see it right now?
No.
No. Okay.
The attendance form is in the chat box.
Can you see it right now? No, oh, really sorry for that. Okay, again.
Poor connection, Fatin.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So find words in the text meaning nearly the same as. Now match these verbs with their corresponding meanings. Take on account for substitute. So these are taken from the text. Learners need to know. Now, then we've got fill in the gap summary with 4 words from the text. Students need to know to be able to synthesize or to summarize the text and to use the correct words to complete the gapped summary from with words taken from the text, okay? Then we've got classify the following statements under the appropriate heading, then work in pairs and add to the list, okay? So what are the pros and what are the cons? It's okay, Samira, never mind. So what are the pros and what are the cons? So students need to only drag, okay, these statements. Okay, we come to the, yeah, we come to the end of the presentation with applying differentiation in the productive task. Okay, so it's very important to apply differentiation in the productive task because we've got different abilities. We don't have, okay, the same abilities, the same students. So some of them are high achievers, others are low achievers, others cannot write even a sentence. So thinking in terms of differentiation in the productive task would help a lot. So essay number 1, in response to the text, write a blog post where you express your own viewpoints about the risks AI might incur on education. Thank you, Samira. I know. Thank you very much. Activity number 2, which could be another activity given to another group of students, work in groups of 3 to summarize the advantages and disadvantages of AI in a mind map and present them in a poster. That could be another activity in the productive task. Essay number 3, you are invited to an interview with the owner of OpenAI, Sam Altman, and write the questions. Okay, write the questions you are going to ask to him. You are allowed to ask 10 questions, okay? Another creative activity that would be, okay, as you said, Ahlem, the top of Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive abilities. So creating, writing an acrostic poem about artificial intelligence. So another activity would be preparing a presentation, a multimedia presentation about AI. So all of these tasks could be devised by the end of the session. But as we said, that needs a lot of feedback from the part of the teacher. So we are not going to assign the task and tell them to do it as a homework. No, it needs to be done in the classroom, and students need to have feedback from their teacher, constructive feedback about everything, okay? I hope I haven't taken you so long. I'm sorry for all the connection problems that happened. It's been a real pleasure. It's been a real pleasure being with you today. I'm ending my presentation with this quote: "Education is not the filling of a bucket, but the lighting of a fire." Whatever scenario you are preparing for your students, please take into consideration the level of your students, the interests of your students, their profiles. They shouldn't be taught the way we were taught. They are keen on being sparking their curiosity by using provoking questions, thought-provoking questions. They are thinkers, and they should be active thinkers in their classrooms. So this is the scenario I've tried to plan and to share what I know. I know it's not a perfect scenario, but it is one scenario that could be applied in one classroom. So I'm looking forward to your feedback. Thank you very much, everyone. If you need to contact me, I'd be very...
Thank you for your...
Okay, I'm ending. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ziad, for being of great help tonight. Yeah, that's all.
I think this presentation of this work is very helpful and will be very useful for a teacher. Thank you very much, Faten.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lamia. Thank you, Ahlem.
Ask for the presentations.
Yeah, I would share the link of the presentation with you all. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. زياد بن عمار تفضل.
So is there any question, Lamia?
سي زياد بن عمار تفضل.
I would like, Ms. Faten, I'd like to thank you. You're great as usual.
So nice of you. Thank
you. There's been
Ziad.
lots of insights, and it's been a pleasure for me to be of some help. And maybe we could organize something for the future if you would like to.
Yeah, and by the way, Ahlem and Lamia, Ziad is a creative teacher, and you can rely on him. If you allow me, Ziad, you could lead a wonderful session on AI, and I'm sure that would be great if CNTU is organizing this event with Ahlem and Lamia as well. Okay?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I'll be...
Thank you very much.
More than willing to do that.
زياد ما تعمل لنا حصة على الانتليجنس ارتيفيسيال اما مش بالانجلي.
اوكي sans problème.
يعطيك الصحة.
عندك الفيسبوك بتاعي كونتاكتي موا نعملوا مع بعضنا حاجة.
ان شاء الله.
اللي عنده ما يسأل مدام فاتن يتفضل. مدام فاتن قالوا لك تعطينا البريزنتاسيون ولا لا؟
ايه بالطبيعة. أنا اسمعني أتنحط اليان على البروفيل متاعي sur فيسبوك ومرحبا بكم خذوها سي بور لو بارتاج. هي ماهيش ليا أنا برك، دونك للناس الكل إن شاء الله. أوكي ميرسي بوكو. يعطيكم الصحة. ميرسي.
حطيت لكم اللين تاع البريزونس.
لميا لو تسمح جست نذكر زاد ان شاء الله. لميا نحب نذكر ان شاء الله زاد
صوت متقطع يا أحلام ما سمعناكش.
في اللغة الفرنسية، في درس الفرنسية لمستوى الابتدائي إن شاء الله.
عاود يا أحلام ما سمعناكش، الصوت تقطع. أحلام عاود الصوت تقطع.
اوكي ميرسي لميا، ميرسي فاتن انكور. بالحق فريمون فيري انتريستينغ فيري هيلبفول اند يو. ان شاء الله زاد نهار الاربعاء الجاي بحول الله لو 19 باش يكون عندكم موعد مع سيناريو بيداغوجي اخر بإدماج التكنولوجيات الحديثة في الفرنسية مستوى الابتدائي. نكونوا في الموعد وميرسي لميا، ميرسي فاتن، وشكرا للحضور جميعا.
يعطيكم الصحة الناس الكل. اوكي، بون نوي، ميرسي بوكو.
على خير، بسلامة.
على خير، بسلامة.